Studio, Amber Murphy with Butler's Courtyard. What's up, Amber?
Hey, y'all. How's it going?
All right, I'm going to kick this on the FM. We're going to have some fun and learn about an event that's taking place on Sunday. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. My name is Gardy, and I have a guest in studio. I'm going to let her introduce herself and then share everything she has going on. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Amber Murphy, and I'm with Butler's Courtyard, and we have too much going on to just share it in 1 hour, but we'll just focus right now on the open house. That is this Sunday. We're super excited. It's the best little bridal show in the area, really. So if you want to meet some great vendors, come check out the venue, taste some food, eat some cake. Who doesn't like free cake?
You're not going to hear me speak up for that. That's awesome.
Exactly. We can help answer all your questions about wedding planning and just get you started.
So if somebody's interested, what's the best way for them to find out more information or reach out?
Our website, butlerscourtyard.com, has a lot of good information. Our Facebook page, of course. You can send us an email, info@butlerscourtyard.com. You can call, text, smoke signal, send us a DM, drop a comment. I think hopefully Shauna, my sister, and Lindsay possibly are listening, so they can be answering your questions. I need to share this now, right? Isn't that part of my responsibility here?
Pop it out. Amber's going to share this on social media. If you're listening on the FM, 99.5 FM, thank you so much. But we also stream everything live with video on our Facebook page. So that is a really cool, experience. So you come in here,
share,
and it's like a little studio setup and stuff. But feel free to go like us on Facebook, KHEA Radio, and then you'll be able to find out all the information about the summer open house for a Butler's Courtyard that's taking place this Sunday, 2 to 3. Mm-hmm. It's kind of closed to the people who are already booked.
Yeah. So 2 to 3, we have a VIP hour for our couples that have already booked. They've paid their retainer. They're planning their wedding with us for sure. And that's because they come to meet the vendors and get some questions answered about the plan. We're in the planning stage now with them. And so we can really kind of focus more on that. And then from 3 to 5, we are open to the public. So you can come and tour the venue, meet the vendors. It's really the same experience. It's just for our team and the vendors, we have a different hat on in those times. In the first hour, we're planning. In the second part, we're selling.
Yeah, you're meeting new people.
We're meeting new people. We're answering questions, people who have never been there before. So it's a little bit of a different vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So somebody hasn't been, they should definitely check it out. It's free to attend, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't cost you anything. Come by. Definitely register at the front door because, of course, we've got a bunch of giveaways. Mm-hmm. Our friends at South Shore Harbor Resort have given us a free night stay. Our friends at Kendra Scott Baybrook always give us some beautiful baubles and beads. So I'm actually going after this to pick that up. Can't wait to see what that is. And then, all you have to do is show up and register for that. I think some of our vendors usually have discount prices, show specials and giveaways themselves. So it's going to be awesome. And then this show, we're doing something totally fun. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah.
We like to try new things and then be like, nope, But, we got one of those wheels, one of those and we're going to put different incentives on it. So the people who are touring can spin the wheel and take their picture, have their friend or one of our team members take your picture with it. And then if you decide to book at Butler's, whatever you won is your gift or discount or however you want to put it.
Yeah. What are some of the things that y'all are thinking and throwing around to put on there?
So free groom's cake is one that's always a popular gift. The free enhancement package, which is actually $1,000 value, an add-on that we have that a lot of our brides and grooms love.
What does that mean?
So the enhancement package has, you're calling me out, Gardy. It has upgraded linens, use of chargers. They can use either the door, the arbor, the hexagon, so one of our structural pieces. Mm-hmm. We'll provide bubbles and lavender for the exit. We'll do the hotel room blocking. It just has a bunch of good stuff on there. Mimosa set up with pastries and stuff for the Rose Cottage. And so a lot of our brides add that on. It's an add-on, little package that we have. So we're going to give that away if they spin that color on the wheel.
Yeah.
What else? A free pass to Appetizers, which is also really popular. People like to have kind of a little, appetizer time after the ceremony. So we've got some good stuff on there.
What's the craziest thing you could think to put on there? And would people be like giving you suggestions, even like people on your staff?
Well, what's funny, and I wish I took a picture, but my daughters helped me put it together, and they got the little Sharpie or the little dry erase marker, and they put free cat. They wanted me to go to the animal shelter and give everyone a free cat.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Because I was telling them how the animal shelter in Lake City was at capacity. Free wedding, they put on there. I was like, no, we're not giving away free weddings, you know.
Let's do cat. You're like, the cat doesn't sound so
everyone
bad.
Everyone can have a cat. Yes, a goldfish. I don't know. And then one was like kiss your love. Like they were putting like action items on there. You know, it was so funny. But
that's fun. So
I think people would like a free wedding, right?
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. So it's kind of like I think of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
You know, but the other way or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's one of those like. So we'll see. It sounds fun, anyways. We'll see if it works logistically.
I've played with some of those before, and there's one that's like heavier, and it's probably not on purpose or whatever, but it keeps like landing on the one, and it's like, oh, you get the frisbee, you know, whatever it is again. It's
exactly.
like, oh, we ran out of frisbees. You know, spin again. It's like it just gets stuck on that one.
Yeah, here's a scarf. Great, thanks.
That's cool. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, and because usually we just give the same thing as a booking incentive. You know, if you book at the open house or in the next couple of days, you get X. But we thought this would be a little more fun for people. So
yeah, what's it looking like for weddings? Are people getting married again?
Back.
Yeah.
Yes, thank God. We prayed and they flowed in. You know. 2022, I read somewhere, is supposed to be one of the busiest year for weddings in potentially the whole like century
ever.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely, you know, I stay plugged in as much as I can in the industry. It's definitely a tidal wave, and we're gonna see a good amount, and then supposedly it'll dry up a little bit because everybody will get married, and then it'll be like, well, who's left? You know.
Yeah. So
venues are still trying. We're all still pivoting and trying to reinvent ourselves and find new things to do, and that's still just, I mean, the pandemic has changed everyone in every way. So
yeah, Butler's y'all did a bunch of other events. It wasn't, and it still isn't just weddings, but there was galas and other things that y'all would do there as well.
We'll do any kind of event. We'll do birthday parties, anniversaries, celebration of life. I actually think we're a great place for that because we, you know, take all the stress off of planning something like that for the family so they can just be together. Did I already say anniversaries? Yeah, galas. The one that I really liked was the anniversary gala. I would like to bring that back in 2022 for sure. Did you remember that?
The anniversary gala.
10 years and more?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. That one was just so fun, and it was just a great night to celebrate marriage. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to bring that one back in 2022, but we'll see. The block party will be coming up in October. So that one's fun, you know, where we have the food trucks and the music and all the stuff for the kiddos. And
yeah.
So
that's fun. And someone was asking me the other day if I knew a Santa Claus, and there was a Santa Claus at y'all's event for the moms of multiples.
Yes.
And it was like a private moms of multiple thing, but Santa was there, and I showed up. Yeah. And y'all let me take a picture with Santa.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. I do a private event with Santa every year, so I'll let you know about that, Gardy. But you know, it is still a sensitive year. We got to protect Santa. We don't want him to get sick before the holidays, so we have to keep it small crowd another year. But he's a busy guy, you know. So the last thing he needs is to get sick at the beginning of December. But we do a private Santa event. We do a lot of charity events. Devereaux is the main kind of charity there in Lake City that we're connected with, and we have Y'all Catch the Spirit coming up with them in October. You can buy tickets. Really great event. Supports a great organization, and we're hosting that this year. I mean, we just do lots of random stuff here and there. The murder mystery dinners were fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So maybe we could get back to doing some of that. You know, we're so busy with weddings right now. I don't know when we would do any of that, but
yeah,
you know.
And what's the ideal? It's usually the weekend, right? Is it on a Saturday? Is that the hot day to get married? Yeah.
Oh, you can get married any day of the week, but yeah, Saturday is our prime real estate, as we say. So of course it's a higher cost. And then Fridays and Sundays equally as popular. And then we'll even do a couple handfuls of Thursdays during the year too. So
yeah, what's the most I guess unpopular day to get married?
I don't know. I feel like if you plan it, they will come. I mean, I myself have gone to extreme lengths to get to a wedding. You know, I've flown, I've driven, I've spent money I didn't really have. You know, you don't want to miss a wedding.
Yeah,
it's a family reunion, a class reunion. And we tell our couples that, like, you pick a Wednesday at 10 o'clock thinking no one will come, and you have 100 people here. You know. So it just really depends. It depends on the situation and the people and what's going on. But yeah, most of our couples are, I think, usually surprised that everyone's coming.
Everyone said yes.
Yeah.
Everyone is saying they are coming.
And there's some kind of like miscommunication out there that 50% of your people will come. It's like in some blog somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's not at all true at all in our experience.
Yeah.
Of course, there is a section of people that can't make it in for whatever reason, or that third cousin you invite just out of courtesy, but they don't leave their neighborhood. But in general, people come to weddings.
I feel like there's a couple secrets that you could do. Like if you want people to not come as many, maybe you're like, okay, dress attire is this.
Black tie. Yeah.
Black tie. Kids, nope, they're not coming. So somebody, if they has like 3 kids, it sometimes
I don't know. Those kid-free weddings are amazing, let me just tell you. I mean, I have kids. I love kids. Butler's is kid-friendly. But they change the dynamic of the event when there's a bunch of kids, especially at my venue, as you know, running around. We got the water feature right there. I am for a adult-only event, but,
So you don't like kids? No, I'm just kidding.
I hate children. No, just kidding. Just kidding. No, I love kids, but a lot of times when the bride and groom are like, is it okay if we have adult-only? I'm like, yes, it's your day. If you want to keep it where there's not just kids running around. And then as a parent, and maybe your wife feels the same way, you probably haven't thought it through, but when you get that adult only reception, you're like, yes, a night off for me.
Makes it easier.
A date night. I have to get a babysitter, because if it's a family wedding, you're going to assume, well, the kids need to go. But if it says adult only, then you're like, nice. You know? I can have dinner, not worry about them. I can dance. You know?
So I'm talking to Amber Murphy with Butler's Courtyard in League City.
Yes.
I saw a picture that Butler's Courtyard put out not too long ago on social media, and I think it was probably like early 2000s or one of the pictures, and it was like today. There's been a lot that's changed, you know, and even last year, I think I've seen some plans or some new things that are happening. What's been happening?
Oh my gosh, have you been out in the last couple of months?
I haven't had the chance.
You need to come out. Okay, so much has been happening. In May, we decided let's give ourselves a facelift. Why not, right? We were had some slow times.
Got some time.
And actually, it's kind of a testimony situation for me in obedience, because we've had a 20-year dream to have a permanent structure where the tent goes. You know, the courtyard, where it's either empty and open air, which I loved, or it has the tent, which was necessary. And we just never really had the right timing, the right funding, this or that. And I just was brushing my teeth one day and I heard, you should build it now. And I was like, what? That's crazy thought in my head. And it just kept, build it now, build it now. And so I talked to my sister and I said, you know those plans you have with that guy you talked to? We have 2 weeks in May. Can it happen? And everyone thought I was crazy. Long story long. City of League City is amazing. They love us. We love them. Supportive. Got our kinks worked out, you know, because not only do we have to go through planning and zoning like anyone building anything, but we have to deal with a lovely historic commission hurdle. No problem when you're in God's favor, right? Just leap after leap. The money appeared. You know, he just made miracles happen. And now we have this big, beautiful wooden pavilion. It's white, it's bright, it's gorgeous. It has chandeliers, it has ceiling fans. And then the best part for us is this huge storage room on the end for all of our tables and chairs and all the things that come with producing events. And it's just been such a miracle and such a blessing. And if you haven't been to Butler's since May, you've got to come. Like it feels like it's always been there. It just feels right, but it looks new and beautiful and awesome. And then at the same time we were doing that, I was like, why not put a giant hole in the ground? So we dug up our existing waterfall and upgraded that, made it bigger, made it better, changed out the equipment that was 20 years old. So it looks awesome.
That reminded me of like a Field of Dreams moment. It's like, if you build it, they will come.
Well, exactly. And I know that sounds cliche, but whatever, I'm here to spread the message that if you are obedient, you know, it'll work out for you. And that's what we've always believed. You know, we've always walked in faith, and look at, you know, we're blessed by it. So, but that pavilion, Gardy, you will see, you've got to come by and check it out. And then what's even cooler is, because of open house, we always put the walls up on the tent and ran an air conditioner in there. And I was like, how am I going to put an air conditioner in a pavilion? It's the same size as a tent, but it's much taller. and my husband and our dear friend Steve with Magic Photography. They came out and spent the whole day, and they figured it out, and we have the AC going, so all of our vendors and our guests at open house can stay nice and cool, and because we put all of our vendors in the pavilion. I don't have a big ballroom like some venues, and so we put all of our vendors out in the pavilion, and they'll be nice and cool.
And it works.
And it works great, and we used it for the wedding last weekend, and that's another add-on. Anyone listening?
Make AC an add-on.
We can put air conditioning. Yes. Well, hey, it's a prime thing here in Texas in the summer,
it's almost
right?
a necessity. It's like, this is all, that could be on the spinning wheel. Air conditioning upgrade. People will be like, that's what I want. Yes, I have to have the air conditioning upgrade, please.
Especially the summer brides. They're all still dancing out there, though, even it's 100 degrees and we're all dripping in sweat. But the guests are having a great time, and that's really what matters, right? So yeah. So lots going on.
If there's anything else, that next thing that you could upgrade in the future, maybe not next year or the year after, but what's next on the list? Is there anything?
Well, we're kind of changing our bar policies around a little bit, and we're going to have that a little more in-house. That's going to be good for us to have a little more control over that. But gosh, what is next? We'd like to have a chapel of some sort.
Like a small little
area. Indoor chapel.
Yeah.
Because, we can use the grand hall for ceremonies. That's where I got married, and it's beautiful for ceremonies. But then that involves a room flip and all that. And I think a lot of brides, myself included, we imagine ourselves getting married in this little white church, So we would like to have a chapel. That would be a dream. Where? I don't know. When? I don't know. How? I don't know. But we'll see one day.
That's cool. That's my buddy got married in like the oldest church like ever. It was beautiful. Yeah, it was nice, and that's kind of the feel that he had, like that little chapel.
Yes, nice. and there are lots of beautiful venues in the area that have the chapels, and so if we tell this to every bride who visits us. We would love you to get married at Butler's Courtyard. We would take great care of you, but what matters in the end is happy couples, and it's your day. I can find another couple to fill the date. You can only do this hopefully once, right? So you need a venue that you love. So if any couples are looking for that venue with a white chapel, let us know. We have lots that we can recommend. There are some great ones in the area, that have beautiful chapels. Heather's Glen and Ashland Manor are coming to mind. They're a little farther north, but beautiful, amazing venues. And so that would just be the next thing. That's the thing we don't have that a lot of venues do have.
How many different places at Butler's can you have a ceremony at?
Well, really anywhere. Most people use the gazebo. Some people do inside. The pavilion has been used 2 or 3 times now because it's really pretty bright and white. We tried to do ceremonies over by that old bunkhouse, that other historic building we have. Nobody ever took that bait, but it would have looked cool.
Yeah.
We've had them in front of the fountain. In fact, our very first wedding was in front of the 3-tier fountain. So that's neat. We've done them in the vault for elopements in the vault.
That almost has that small chapel feel, if you want that but
very
it's cool.
Small.
It's different.
Yeah, we've had a couple handfuls in the vault, especially like I said, elopements and stuff. So yeah. Well, and on our Valentine's Day, they do them everywhere.
Yeah,
it's 2-3 going at a time. So
yes.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about last year being slow, for venues and weddings in general. But some people did get married and go and elope or courthouse or something like that. Are those people doing a ceremony or a party for a family? They
are, yeah. And we had a bunch of those, that we had to move or that chose to move, that ended up getting married on their day because, maybe they already had their license or they just really wanted to be married on that day. I don't blame them. They didn't want to wait. And so now we're doing, anniversary party, wedding reception, and it's better because all their people can come. So yeah, it worked out great. And it's a very common thing now.
Yeah. You could even almost pick that same weekend or that day,
exactly.
The same date.
Yeah,
almost.
we have a few that are like, we want to do it on our anniversary, our 1-year anniversary, because we ended up getting married in the backyard, So we're just going to do it on our anniversary and wear the dress and do the whole thing. So
I have a friend who he married a girl from another country, but he married her over there. And then he had to marry her over here.
Yeah.
And I was like, you must really like getting married. Because for me, like the one time I was just like everybody looking and it stuck. Like
we
it was
have
good.
A lot of friends too, in the Irish community. We're tapped into the Houston Irish community, and I think that's pretty common because their family over there can't necessarily witness it, and they wanted to see it. So yeah, I'm like, you got 2 weddings. Although I got 2 weddings. one husband, 2 weddings. We've talked about this. Yeah.
Remind me. Yeah.
So because Mike was coming from Ireland, it was
Yes.
a green card situation. And so we had only 90 days. It was like 90 Day Fiance, right?
Yeah.
Everyone asked me if I watched that show. I'm like, no, I lived it. I don't need to watch it yet.
I lived it. Yeah.
But so I looked at the calendar when we got, they told Mike, like, okay, you're going to get your green card on this day. You can go back. I had to look at the calendar at Butler's, and of course we were full. So I just picked a day, June 6th. And so he came over a couple weeks before the wedding. We got married in June, and it was 50 people is not small, but that was small to us because of all the people we know. And it was just immediate family, aunts, uncles. His grandparents were able to come, which was a blessing. And then, our few close friends that knew us through our relationship. And then 9 months later in April, I was able to pick a date and plan my big princess party.
Yeah.
And invite everyone in town. And, because as business owners, my dad was like, well, I invited so-and-so and I invited so-and-so. And,
Yeah.
It was just a big party and a big celebration. And it was really fun.
I'm thinking back on the story. Was there something you told him? Was it like, I'm not going to do long distance? Is that what it was? Or am I making that up?
No, he broke up with me, which if he's listening, he loves when we tell this story, Gardy. It's his favorite thing ever. He was here originally on a J1, which is like a internship job, like a work visa, and it was only for 18 months. And we just happened to meet, fall in love, the whole story. I would have rearranged my whole life to stay together. I'm the good guy here. No. But he was like, I don't know. He didn't have a job. He didn't know where he was going to live. We are rule followers. We didn't want to do anything crazy or illegal, So he went back to Ireland and we broke up for a while. It was only like a couple months, but it felt like
It was forever.
Eternity, yeah. And then we were long distance during the whole visa process for the engagement visa and everything. So
then y'all just reconnected a little bit, like, hey, how's it going?
Well,
Was this a
the
Facebook
dog got
thing?
sick, I think, and this was back when like Messenger Buddy, the MSN, like
Yeah.
Buddy was away, and I was like, hey, the dog is sick, because he was kind of our dog.
Right. We would want to know.
He would want to know.
What year was this?
And I was broke, and he sent me some money. So
Yeah.
What year was that?
how long-
2008.
So 2008. Yeah. So the MSN Messenger.
Well, actually, it would have been December of 2007.
So yeah, it was post like AOL, AIM,
Yeah.
Messenger, MSN. It was the
it was
adult
MSN
version.
Buddy or
Yeah.
whatever with the little man, But yeah, and then we just started. And then it was around Christmas. He was like, "I messed up. I'm in love with you. I'm coming back to Texas, whatever it takes." So
Yeah, you probably get to interact with a lot of couples. Obviously
I do
married.
interact with
How many
hundreds,
times
yeah.
is that the story that they break up before they eventually end getting married and being happy forever?
I haven't heard that too much from our couples at Butler's, but in my life, I know a lot of couples that went through that, and they're still married, 20, 30, 40 years later. So
Yeah.
I feel like, I would like to believe it makes us stronger because we're
Right.
sure, like we kind of took the time apart and then was like, no, for sure. And we came back together.
You see life without them, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, life was way better with them.
Yeah, duh.
Makes sense.
Life is always better with Amber. Garden.
Hanging out with Amber.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's why I have Amber Murphy with Butler's Courtyard in studio. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. My name is Gardy. If you're watching on social media, go ahead and share this out. Let me know what you got going on today, where you're watching from. There's an event taking place this Sunday at Butler's Courtyard. Amber, what's going on?
So much. Open house is the big thing. We're super excited. I want to tell you about some of the vendors that are going to be there. Because we have cultivated this environment, this list with the best vendors in our area. We've been doing this over 20 years. My family has. So we know who's up and up, right? We've seen lots of vendors come and go. But we will have food from our friend Amy with Robinette. I know she's been on your show before.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't love Robinette and Company? Go get your dish and dash tonight. What's on freezer sale? Amy, drop a link. Thank you. What else? Oh, and Red River Barbecue and Cantina will be there giving food too, because those are the 2 caterers that we use. And so when you book at Butler's, it's stress-free. It's all-inclusive, full service. And that even includes our prices that you see on the website or that we email you. That includes food for all your guests. And we have different packages and menus that we know are great for weddings. We can customize something too, but most couples love what we offer. So they'll be having food. Jula will be there with Cakes by Jula, which, she really has a great reputation in the area. She does all the venues. Her cakes are beautiful. Davisi Strings is usually there playing music, which is lovely to hear the live music. What was I talking? Oh, vendors. Sorry, I haven't had all my vitamins today. I'm like not thinking. Photographers, florists, all 3 DJs. So one of the cool things about this for our booked couples is this is the easiest way for them to meet all 3 of the DJs. So again, the DJ's in the package with us, but there are 3 they can choose from. So this is the best way. They can meet all 3, spend a couple minutes asking them questions, and just see who they vibe with, and then they can pick their DJ. So I'm anticipating a lot of texts and phone calls from our brides with, we've chosen our DJ over the next few days.
They need like a DJ off.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like you think you
like
could
a
like a dance, like,
yeah.
They're doing this
Hey.
things, and then it's like they kick it over there. It's a battle.
That is not a bad idea, Gardy. You may have just given us a really fun idea.
Please use that.
Okay, I will. Is that, you're not trademarking that
No.
or anything like that?
Nothing's
Copyright?
trademarked.
Okay, awesome. I'll give you a cut if I ever make any kind of, no, just kidding. Photographers, we will have Magic Photography and Event Smith, they're considered partner photographers. I can actually add them to your package. They're the 2 that will be in person. Then we have lots of florists coming. We have our friends with Hote. We have Renee with Lush. We have Tamara with the Red Experience. We have Event Smith planning. She also does florals and rentals. And Event Smith.
Yeah. We went out to their spot. I mean, it was probably earlier this year, but it's a really nice spot, and they have a ton, like all of the rental stuff.
Yeah.
They have a ton. They have it's almost like a warehouse.
I am the only person in town who has not been to their place, and they're like some of my best friends, and I do business with them every weekend, and I've never been to their place.
They told me not to tell you where it's at. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't say that. But
I mean, literally, I'm like, hello, when do I get to come? I needed to show up, right?
Yeah, that's what we did.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do that too. Well, anyway, will be there. Ginger Snap photo booth will be there with her cute little camper. Have you seen that? She does the little
I think I have seen
trailer.
It. Yeah.
Our DJs, Kendra Scott is going to be setting up a little shop there so you can explore kind of the color bar. That's great for our couples that need jewelry for their wedding day, or gifts for their moms, or gifts for their bridesmaids that they would then wear in the wedding. Kendra Scott, Alvin Tuxedos. We'll have the dress shops there. Something Blue Bridal will be there for sure. So we're really excited. It's a super fun day. And then, of course, you get to see my team in action, which is the thing I'm most proud of, is how hardworking my team is and how the customer service that we provide. So it'll be fun. And it's a great, chance to get questions answered about logistics of weddings. So
how do you keep the right team in place?
Lots of prayer and patience.
Yeah.
Prayer and patience. We are blessed with some great, I don't like to call them kiddos, but to me, they're kiddos. I'm old. I'm the old lady now. Can you believe that? But they're just so hardworking. And I mean, as a leader, I just try to show them how much I appreciate them, and I compliment them. And I always feel like it's my job to train and inspire them. I think a boss who is just constantly berating you or firing people left and right like that, nobody wants to work in an environment like that. So my goal is just to create this culture of, open communication and welcome vibes, and then people work hard. Plus, it's a really fun job. I mean, you're at someone's wedding,
Yeah.
So the music's playing. Like, it's hard for us not to be bopping around. And we really do work as a team. So if someone's not having the best day, then the teammates are there to lift you up, and you return the favor the next week when they're tired. So
I was there at an event one time, and I was talking to one of the young people working, just asking questions. I'm like, what do you want to do? Whenever you are older, job,
Yeah.
like, I want to own a wedding venue. I was like, well,
Yeah.
I guess you're in the right place, learning from the right people right now, because that just makes sense.
Yeah. So, and the cool thing, it's really a blessing for me, because all growing up, I thought, I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. Like when you asked me as I was a kid, and now I am a teacher, but just in a different way. And so it's cool how the Lord has handed me that, and I get to be a part of these young people's lives and mentor them, hopefully. And they teach me a lot too. And it's just great. I just really love everyone that's there, and I'm grateful for them and hope they're listening, because I love them. I have about 5, I think, that went to college that are leaving for college. Like, some of them, open house is kind of their last day.
Yeah.
And jokingly, I was like, you guys don't need to go to college. Like, so overrated. I mean, they're my best, most tenured people. So I'm losing like a big chunk of our, core people. And I'm like, college is overrated. You can just work here forever, wiping down benches, totally normal for, But, of course, they know I'm joking. I'm very proud of all of them. We had an ice cream social. We try to do that at the end of every school year and celebrate our graduates and give them a little gift card. And, I had lots of graduates this year. And then I had some that had graduated before and their college experience wasn't as cool as it should have been because of COVID. So they kind of came back home. And now they're going back. So I'm really proud of all of them. But what's cool is they come back. They work seasonally, which is good because we're busy in the holidays. They'll work in the summer. And hopefully they have fond memories of being part of the team because they're a part of the legacy forever, so.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. It just seems like, every time I'm there, I'm having fun, but they're hustling. But a job like that it can be fast paced and it just makes it go by quick. So it's not like dragging by because some jobs are like that where you're just like
staring at the wall,
at the clock.
That's
looking,
definitely not our job. There are moments like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's really not as much for us to do kind of like during the dancing time and stuff.
Yeah.
But, we're having fun. We're hanging out together, kind of taking turns watching the dancing. So, yeah, we have a very fast-paced job. It can be high pressure, too, because it's kind of like you're chilling, and then, bam, you got to do a wedding ceremony, and you can't mess it up. And then, okay, now you can chill a little bit more. So, but it works out great. They're all very hardworking and eager learners, so.
Yeah. And so the event is taking place this Sunday, open house,
2 to 5, but 2 to 3 is VIP for booked couples, meaning you've already paid your retainer and you're officially booked and you're coming to plan your Butler wedding. And then 3 to 5 is open to the public. We can answer any of your wedding questions, introduce you to some awesome vendors. You can win prizes. We'll have booking incentives. So if you decide BC is the place for you, you could book that day. We'll usually extend those open house incentives probably for the month of August just to give people a chance to. We want you to be sure you're in the right place. We don't want you just to book without being sure.
Yeah.
Because there are lots of great venues in our area. So
here's a comment I want to read. This is, and I hope I say your name right. This is Marina Malden watching
Marina
on Facebook. She says some of my favorite years working are at Butler's Courtyard.
See, and Marina worked for us. She'll have to tell you when because I'm bad with timing, but she worked for us for several years and even got promoted into the office at one point, helping with sales and stuff. But it's been a long time since she's worked there, so I call her Little One because she's like a little bitty little sister type, Yeah. But hi, Marina.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Her dad was our DJ way back in the beginning too, like way, way back.
Can we get 4 DJs at the open house?
I think he's retired from the DJ biz, but yeah.
You think you're retired, and then you get the bug and anything, and it pulls you back in.
Pull me back in.
When you got the skills,
yes,
it just works.
Yes.
The people need you. The people need you. Come back, Mr. Malden, please.
Yeah. Rocky. His name is Rocky. Isn't that a cool name?
Is it DJ Rocky?
Yeah.
So
he
cool.
worked with our other DJ David, whose son has now taken on the business. But
so you're seeing these even vendors, like second generation vendors, because y'all been doing it that long.
So that's what's so cool. Yeah. So Michael. So when we started out, we had 2 DJs. Mark with Mad Productions and David with Musical Chairs, and him and Rocky kind of did it together. And then Rocky retired. This is a long time back. Rocky hasn't DJ'd in a decade at least or more. And Michael was kind of taking on more and more jobs because, if his dad was somewhere else, he would do Butlers or whatever. Well, sadly, David passed away a couple years back or a year and a half back. He kind of during the COVID shutdown. It wasn't due to COVID, but that's when he passed away. And so Michael kind of had no choice, right, but to step up, and he has, and he's amazing. And it's really, really cool because I'm second generation. I bought the business from my parents, and now Michael, and, of course we still have Mark, who's making sure that we're doing what we need to do DJ wise and, mentoring Michael to get him, where he needs to be. But he does an awesome job. He's very professional. He knows music. He's young. He's energetic. So it is cool. Yeah, we're second generation in for a lot of these vendors. You're exactly right.
You were talking about your daughters helping you with the wheel, some of the things that are going on. I'm sure that they help, whenever they're able to.
Yes.
And they have things they're interested in. And I'm watching ones, in cheer, martial arts for the other. And I'm sure there's a lot of other things. What about them being a third generation? Do you think that has an option?
So my daughters are obsessed with all things wedding. And they love whenever they get, sometimes if I have like a weekday elopement or something, they'll be with me. They get to watch. They always come to the open house. They love it. But yes, so I have an older sister, which not a lot of people know as much about Christy. And her daughter is 16, Savannah, and she's working with us now. She's part of our service team. And that's so fun because I'm always introduce. I'm like, this is my niece. Isn't she cute? She does such a good job. And I really embarrass her to death, And then my sister has Shauna has three children. And so anytime the kids are there, especially her son Eli is now at a very helpful age. I'm like, lift this, bring this over here, take this there, And so, yes, we definitely try to involve them as much as we can. All of them. There's 8 grandkids total, but 7 that live here locally. And we try to involve all of them as much as we can because it is a family. It's our legacy. It's our time and energy. And if we're there, the kids need to be there. And my daughters have apps on their tablets where they can plan a wedding and design a dress and make them dance and all this kind of stuff. And they love doing that. And they'll show me. They'll be like, Mommy, here's the wedding I designed today, And they'll get our planning sheets out of the file and sit and ask each other questions and play like they're wedding planners. And it's really cute. But so far, the only 2 that have verbally to me expressed interest is Shauna's son Eli and my daughter Eva. They say they're going to run it. They're going to be the brains. So.
That's cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
That inspiration, not only to the people that work there, then also the young people.
Kids,
kids, yeah.
Well, and especially, our daughters. You can do anything, girls, whatever you want to do. So.
It'd be interesting if you looked at those apps and this is actually a good idea. And then implemented some of the wedding planning or the dress stuff. That's nice.
You should see some of the fashions they put on these brides. I'm not sure that's going to trend anytime soon, Gardy. They're 7, so pink and purple neon wedding dresses.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I'm for it. I love it. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
It's the future.
The future of weddings, pink and purple neon dresses, and Eva and Lucy designed it first. When they were 7.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so we like to be a resource to the community for all things events. So anytime, just call us, email us. We're happy to recommend places if we're too expensive or booked or, we just kind of find it our mission to be a good resource, whether you do your event at Butler's or we recommend people because we want to send people to places that we know. So we recommend Water Grove a lot. We recommend Sally Brook, Tuscan Courtyard. We do try to keep it local. Because of my interest in the local CVB. I want the tax money to stay here.
Yeah.
But, it's, we got a lot going on. And, hey, we got a lot going on in League City all the time, too, which is super fun. And we're right there by League Park. So a lot of times we get some of that buzz and excitement off of that. So
is that one you said, is it Tuscan Courtyard? Is that what it is? That's the one off of Highway 3?
Yes.
You
so
brought her
I brought
in there
her
one time.
with me, Angela. Yeah, she's a dear friend of mine. And our kids are going to go to the same school this year, which I'm excited about. But yeah, one of the coolest things about our industry is most of us value community over competition. Because, like I said, I can get another bride to fill this date. You can't have another wedding, So you need to
just work together.
Lindsay just texted me and said I'm bopping around too much. What does that mean, Lindsay?
Hey,
I'm not doing
she's
the
thinking
choppa
about
shake.
DJ Rocky.
Lisa,
DJ Rocky, get the
yeah. I'm going like this. So I watch Choppa and he sits here with his knee bouncing. I'm like, gosh, he has so much energy.
Did you hear why he said he does that?
Why?
He said because he drinks a gallon of water before in the day. He's like, people think I just have energy. He said, I just have to use the restroom.
It's hilarious. That's so funny.
So whenever you brought in Tuscan Courtyard, it's because y'all were doing that.
We were doing a passport tour of all the different
awesome.
venues, and we've kind of talked about doing that again this year, and we almost had it going, and it's because we're all so booked up with weddings, it's hard to find a date that works for 4 venues.
Yeah.
So I definitely see us doing that in the future. I loved it. It was really fun, and I think we all loved it, and it showed. Because we can say we value community over competition, but that showed
in action.
Yeah. We really do. Sure, tour mine. I'll give you directions to the next one, And there's been times that the brides are like, well, we're touring Tuscan Courtyard or we're touring other venues. They don't want to tell me. And I'll always say, well, where are you touring? And then they tell you.
You name them all. Be like,
yeah, and then I'm like, oh, tell Angela I said hi, and at Water's Edge you have this beautiful view, and I know a little bit about all the venues around. So I'm able to tell them the differences between us without talking negative at all. But there are differences between all of us, and the brides need to know that. Some are DIY venues where and some brides like that. Some are full service venues where you're going to come and we're going to do all the work for you, like ourselves, Tuscan Courtyard, and just make it easy. So it just kind of depends what you're looking for.
Are there in Galveston? I know that people will get married in the ballrooms and at hotels and stuff like that. But is there a wedding venue over there?
Galveston has the tasting room.
That's right.
I
should know that.
I haven't been to it yet, but I've heard good things. Sea Star Base
C-Star Base could work too. Yeah,
They do weddings there.
I should know these because we've shot video at both of those.
Oh yeah.
It's just like,
You need your vitamins too, Garden. The Bryan Museum, the Lyceum, are also beautiful venues. Again, all different price points, different services, that they offer. So
yeah.
And then, of course, the Galvez and the San Luis and all the big ballrooms.
Have you been to C-Star Base?
I have not, no.
So I've been a couple times for some different things, and I actually had someone come in from C-Star Base to talk about their sailing programs in the summer and a bunch of other things that they do. Did you ever listen to Dean and Raj?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So was her name Sally? Or they had a girl on there that was...
Yes.
So anyways, that's who came in. She was like on the Dean and Raj show for like 30 years in radio.
Wow.
And she was like, yeah, I did some radio before. And I was like, oh, cool. What'd you do? And she was like, yeah, I was on the Dean and Raj. And I was like, her name. And I was like, oh my gosh, I listened to y'all. Like, this is like 10, 20 years ago. And I mean, they were so good. It was good radio.
Funny.
And I texted my wife and I was like, I'm feeling a little intimidated, like this person I listened to before I even knew anything about anything.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
Now I still know nothing. No, but it was really cool. And she was great, of course.
Well, Lindsay also texted me there's a newer place down there called the Peanut Butter Warehouse.
I love the name.
So it's in one of the historic buildings down there that used to be the Peanut Butter Warehouse. They used to have an antique store, I think, at one point. My mom and I used to go, but now they've turned it into a venue. I think there's a place on the Strand, too, the Rooftop or something.
Okay.
That does weddings.
I don't know that one.
But we're the only place in League City. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah.
So League City, Friendswood, Webster, KHEA area brides that want a full-service venue, we're the only ones, really, in League City. The South Shore Harbor does beautiful weddings, too. And anytime we get brides that have, 300-person guest counts, I'm like, call my friend at South Shore Harbor, because you need a ballroom at that stage. But, yeah, we're the only wedding-specific, event-specific venue. Walding Station does events too and smaller weddings. But yeah, we got the market in League City.
In League City, Texas.
League City, Texas.
Gotcha.
Oh, Garden Verine is another one. Lindsay, why are we just like listing? No, just community over competition. That's why. Yeah, no. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of places in Galveston, really, and then there's a lot of people that will just get married on the beach. I think you have to have a permit to do that, and there's a specific lady down there that does those, but I don't know her name, so don't ask.
That's awesome. So it just depends on what you want.
It depends on what you want. Do you want a ballroom? Do you want a historic venue? Do you want a garden? Do you want a museum? There's all sorts of options for you in this area for sure. Water view, the Admiral at Endeavor has beautiful water view, big deck. It's gorgeous. And they just did a bunch of updating kind of during the shutdown, so it's really pretty.
I think there's one. Is there one called like Water's Edge? Or
Water's Edge is also really pretty. They're on the water, obviously. Water's Edge, gorgeous there too. So yeah. How
early can you book a wedding?
So that's an interesting question because historically, we booked 12 to 18 months out. Mm-hmm. Like 10 years ago at this time, I could look at my calendar and be like, okay, we're good for the next 18 months. We're booked solid. Then somewhere over the last few years, it started being more like 9 to 12 months. And it kind of, that was kind of the average. People were booking about a year out, maybe 9 months to 12 months out. Then here comes COVID. And now literally just a couple weeks ago, we booked one for September. And I toured someone yesterday for September, like next month.
Because there's availability. Usually there wouldn't have been, right?
Exactly. So, I only have one date available in September. But yeah, so it's just all over the map. And I've spoken with other industry vendors. We're part of this amazing Facebook group that's run by our friend Dee Dee Russell. And it's just all venue owner managers. And we kind of chat in there. And I've said, are we the only ones that will get a call for someone wanting 2023? In 1 minute, and then the next minute we get a call for someone's like, next month, can I get married? Like, they're just all over the map. My advice is when you get engaged, enjoy your engagement for a minute, start looking around online, and then book your venue. Your venue should be the first thing that you're looking at. And honestly, it's better to find the venue and then pick a date. Now, if you have to have a certain date, it was your grandma's wedding day, your mom's wedding day, you want it to be your wedding day, I get that. But what's more important, a date or the perfect venue? And so I'm not the only venue who will tell you if we're booked on that date, like I can find you another date, if you're flexible. So, of course, our opinion is going to be that the venue is more important than a specific date. But if you have a specific date, that's an even bigger urgency for you to start looking immediately and book. We even get some couples that book before they're officially engaged. just because
Yeah.
there's a specific date they know they're going to want, and they know it's coming, and he has the ring and he just hasn't popped the question yet. That's not uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the sooner the better, because then you have your date, it's locked in, you get to be making payments. Your payment, at least with us, when you book, you lock in at the rate. So if I raise my prices, I honor where you booked. I don't go, hey, now you owe me, $2,000 more. Like, I just honor where you booked. So that's a perk too.
And you could pay towards it if you wanted to.
And you're making payments down. Exactly. All of our brides, they make monthly payments, which helps. And it gives you more time to plan, and you're not like so hectic. Like, you can wait for an open house. Our brides who book now for September, I'm like, well, open house is this week, but if they book after open house and they're booking a couple months out, I'm like, you got to get going now. Anybody else, I'm like, just come to the open house. You'll meet all the vendors. You'll make all your, it's one-stop shopping. This Sunday from 3 to 5. Thank you. Open to the public, open house. But, so the sooner you book, really, the better. If this is my person and this is kind of the date range we want, find your venue.
Have you ever had anybody book without being engaged or even dating anybody? They're just like, I know.
Besides
like either
Kurt? No, just
they're like, God told me, or I'm going to be getting married, in 2 or 3 years from now, and that person will be there and we'll be ready to go. That doesn't happen?
have not, to my knowledge, we have not had that. I don't know if I would allow that.
I would.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I'll take your money. It's all non-refundable, remember? No. You could just throw a party, I guess, if it doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, to each their own, I guess. One of the dream events I have lots of events in my head that I would like us to do when we have more time and manpower and stuff. I've always wanted to do a singles mixer, and I think we've talked about that too.
You know who did one? Jennifer Fuller with Barry Houston
I
Food
saw
Lovers.
that.
She did.
Yes, I saw that. But I want to do it at Butler's, obviously.
Of course.
And then with the idea that, like, if you meet here, I'll give you a really big discount. You have to get married here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to, but
today.
Encourage it. Yeah, like tomorrow. No, somebody texted me the other day about wanting to do an elopement, and we do have an elopement package, but I guess it was like a little bit out of their budget. And I said, well, if you come on Sunday and want to get married during my open house, I'll do it for free. Because I already have ministers there. I'm already there. You can grab a bouquet off a florist's table. I got photographers there. And I'll even make sure you have cake to take home.
There's 3 DJs.
And I think she was really tempted, but I guess the date, I don't know, 8/8 is some kind of bad date in their family. I didn't ask questions. But anyway, I was like, so if anyone listening, we're happy to do a free elopement on Sunday. Come on by. Yeah, let us know.
What time would work best?
Anytime, really. We can make it work. Probably towards the end, 4:30.
So on Sunday, if you want to get married, elope at Butler's Courtyard.
Why not? I'm going to have all the people there. How fun would that be?
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then, of course, I did also recommend she wait till February to do our Valentine's Day extravaganza. So
the extravaganza. I forgot. You got to do it.
That's Lindsay's thing, right? Extravaganza.
How is Lindsay? I haven't seen her in person in a while.
Lindsay's good. Yeah, her daughter turned 1 in June, and they've just been, she's been doing horseback riding with her older daughters this summer, kind of a fun summer activity. Her mom is not doing well. She's in the hospital, so please keep her in your prayers. But otherwise, Lindsay is just trucking along.
Awesome.
Managing it all. I don't know how. She's Superwoman. I don't know how.
She's still. I don't know if this got shut down, but I just remember one time I was at an event and she came back and was like, yeah, I just got done doing like yoga in the park or something like that. And I was like,
yeah. So her husband, I don't think she was doing kind of a little fitness boot camp on the side, one of her many side hustles. And I don't know that she's focused too much on that since having the baby, but her husband has Logan's Intentional Training, where you mentioned my daughter does, karate, self-defense, and it's awesome. It's very family oriented. All the kids are wonderful. And of course, Eric is an amazing instructor. And so they've been running that basically since the pandemic. His karate school he was working for kind of got shut down. So his students were still wanting their lessons, virtually or one-on-one in the backyard or something. And so it kind of grew from there. And I think it was always a dream of his. So it's pretty cool to, as their friend, to sit back and watch that grow. And then obviously my daughter's benefiting from it because she's getting stronger. She's confident. She's learning self-defense. So if anyone's interested in that, you can drop a comment. We'd love to give you info on that.
She's going for her orange belt. Is that what you said?
Next week, hopefully, she should be getting her orange belt. So we're really proud of her. She's not the most physical of the two, but she's getting stronger, and this is just, like I said, her self-esteem, her confidence, and he focuses a lot on self-defense with them. So, like, you know, putting it in the mind of a 7-year-old, if a stranger grabs you at the store, what do you do to get away? And she'll come home and be like, Mommy, grab me like you're a stranger, you know, and she'll get away and then like run over to my husband, you know, because that's what he teaches them, like get away from the person and then run to someone else, anyone else, basically.
Because like in a movie, you'll see like if they do that, then they kind of beat them up or whatever, and then they're down on the ground. It's like, no, you escape. Run, go get away from the situation. And
that's what he teaches them, and he's even started teaching her, like he ties puts like tape on their hands.
I saw that. I saw a picture of that. Yeah,
and teaches them all of that, and so you know, which I love that. Like, you know, that's what I need her to be learning in this world, you know.
Yeah.
But, plus just giving her, because her sister is like my husband, good at everything she does. And so it's been nice for her to have something physical that gives her confidence. So she also plays piano and violin, so she's amazing.
That's all, the martial arts?
Yes.
Okay.
She's music. That's why.
Did she get that from you?
Musical ninja. Not directly from me, but I do have musical talent in my family. We have some professional musicians in our family. My uncle is very musically talented. My dad played first chair trumpet for U of H, so
wow, that's cool.
There's music in my family.
For sure.
I didn't really tap into it, but she is, so that's good.
She's going to be a part of the strings. What's their name again?
Davisi. So
Davisi strings.
I think she gets inspired. I think she was inspired by that because she sits at the open house and just like stares in wonder at them, you know, as they play. And they play contemporary songs, you know, but with strings. So she'll like sit there and listen to them playing all these songs that she hears from Kids Bop or whatever on the strings. It's really cool.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have Amber with Butler's Courtyard in studio. There's an event taking place this Sunday. It's the Summer Open House, open to the public from 3 to 5. If you want more information, you can comment on this Facebook stream. We are streaming on Facebook as well as 99.5 FM, KHEARadio.com, and the KHEA Radio app. You can also email info@butlerscourtyard.com. Amber, is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you want to?
I always feel like I have like a list in my head when I come here, but then when I get with you, we just start chatting and not really. I mean, we just want everyone to get back out there, have your wedding, have your party, call Butler's Courtyard. Even if we're not the place for you, we're happy to be an advisor and a resource. We know a lot of people. We're tapped into all the different networking groups. We can find you a place that fits your needs and fits your budget. You know, there's also a lot going on in League City. You're always welcome to reach out to us. Like, I'm on the committee for League City Proud, and we're planning the big Christmas parade and event in the park this year. So questions about that, you know, we try to be kind of a hub of information for our neighbors, our local people. So, you know, we love League City. We love this area. Our friends here in Lamarck, Texas City, Friendswood, like, this is just a great place to live, and so give us a call. We're happy to help out and come to open house, meet some amazing vendors. Even if you're not sure Butler's Courtyard is right for you, but you need a photographer or florist, come on out. We don't mind that at all. Meet our vendors. You know, they work hard. They want to be there. They want to meet you. So, and maybe you can stop by in between churches. Huh? I know Sunday's hard, but would love that. Come get some cake. Jula will have little to-go boxes of cake for everyone to take home. Red River will be there. Robinette will be there. So it'll be fun.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out today.
Thanks for having me.
This is KHEA Radio 99.5.